Hello and welcome to the latest episode of The Gardening Grange, where Georgie and I today are going to be getting our hands dirty. Well, if a little bit green, if anything else. So we've been tasked with trimming this beautiful snail. We're actually in the kitchen garden at the minute. We have the raspberry cages just to the right of us there and all the other fruit. And then just over this way, we're growing some pumpkins, and you'll see behind me the beautiful Victorian style greenhouse. For the past 4 years, the gardeners here have been fighting some box blight inside this hedge. And yeah, we're going to tell you a little bit more about that later on, but none of it has actually been replaced, believe it or not. We've never trimmed a hedge. Have you ever trimmed a hedge?
Never.
No. Have you ever used one of these?
I haven't.
Have you ever used one of these?
No.
Well, that makes two of us as complete amateurs. We've been shown a little bit about what to do and how to get started. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in. So before we get cutting, I'm going to show you what the hedge looks like now, and we'll also show you what a damaged bit of hedge looks like too, just so you can sort of differentiate between. This is a healthy bit of hedge, and what we're going to be doing is just lopping these tops off to make room for new growth and also to neaten it up before the winter. We're also going to be going down the sides to make it an even height and an even thickness throughout the whole thing. You might notice that it's like a bit lighter in places, a bit thicker or bushier in places than other places, because the ground has more nutrients, it's more rich in the stuff that the hedge wants to use to grow better. So yeah, if you see why it's a bit thicker in some places than others, that is why. But this is generally what a healthy bit of hedge should look like. No blight, no caterpillars, no nothing. Let's go and have a look at a bad bit. We're quite lucky because the sun has just gone in, and we're waiting to do this job because we've had loads and weeks of heavy rain, and then it's been too sunny, because if you chop this and it's super bright sun, it can damage it even further. And this isn't the healthiest looking bit of box hedge. We've brought you to a really bad bit. So this is what box blight looks like, and this is a fungal infection, and the guys here do treat it. I think they do 6 treatments a year, 2 lots of 3 different ones, or 3 lots of 2 different ones. And yeah, you can see it's absolutely decimated the hedge. If you look at the floor, you'll also see how much leafage there is down there. That's all caused by the hedge being damaged as well. It's just really not very happy. So with this bit of hedge, we're going to trim it the best we can, but it actually might need replacing at some point in the future. And unfortunately, today of all days, the day that we started filming, we've actually found a bad caterpillar in here. I think it's called a box caterpillar, and it's going to destroy this whole thing. So it's a bit of a shame that we found it, and I don't think there's too many treatments that you can do to get rid of them. But if I show you really quickly, it is just a caterpillar in a cocoon, which is why it's not moving around very much. But we found this inside the middle of the hedge, so really a shame. And we've actually bought some rubbing alcohol as well, because we're going to have to clean the equipment in between passes, because we don't want to spread the fungal infection across the whole snail. So that's the plan. Let's get started. So I've had a go, and now it's Georgie's turn. It's actually so much harder than what it looks. It's one of those proper skills that obviously you just need hours and hours of practice for. But we're getting there. We've got quite a lot left to do. Georgie's just having her first go. 10 out of 10, of course. So it's time to get armed and mildly dangerous with the electric hedge trimmer. So we've been told that, so far, we've done a good job. At least Georgie's done a good job. She did most of this chamfering, which I could never spell. Spellings down in the comments down there. What we're going to be doing now is taking off, as Georgie mentioned earlier, the Mohican from the top of the hedge with the electric hedge trimmer. And the lowest points here, where it's nice and thick, is our new top. And then you might be able to see the hedge is quite fat here and quite thin here. Well, this thinnest bit is now our thinnest point. We won't want to be making anything thinner than that. We're going to aim to get the whole hedge a similar height and a similar width, and basically not cut into any gaps. This is our very first time doing this, so I hope you're a little bit inspired at home to tackle your own hedge. Don't be paying someone hundreds of quid. Buy the tools and give it a go. The worst thing you can do is mess it up over the winter, and then it'll grow back in the summer anyway. So yeah, let's just get started. And PPE, of course. So, I think I'm going to start here and work my way across.
So this is where we've got up to so far. What do you think? We think it looks pretty good. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the camera to do a time lapse and just get cracking with the rest of it. There's quite a lot to do. And we did find one more caterpillar, which is not good at all. If we do find more, then it's likely that we will have to just take out the snail, which is so unfortunate because it's such a cool part of the kitchen garden. We've done a really good job at maintaining it so far. I say we, not us two. The wonderful gardeners that work here have maintained it really, really well. But it's unfortunately just one of those things that happen. But yeah, for now, we are still going to make it look beautiful and lovely. So let's get cracking.
So far, so good. We have done the snail's home to the best of our ability, and I think it's looking pretty good. We obviously need to come back through and clear up, but yeah, so far, as a first go, I think we should be pretty proud of ourselves for what we've done there. Now, we've only got to do the tricky bit now, which is the antenna and the eyeballs down there. So, we've worked our way, we've done the chamfer here, we've just got to flatten the top off of this. We've actually got to get rid of this, which I'm going to do now for you on camera because it looks nice and destructive, and who doesn't love that? And then, as I said, if you just have a look over there, lovely viewers, you'll see the antenna that we need to do last, which look pretty tricky, but I think I'm just going to go at them with these shears. And we have been careful to make sure we don't spread the fungal disease, whatever it was, from the bottom of the snail all the way around it. So we've been washing these with isopropyl alcohol in between cutting the bottom and cutting the top. So let's get rid of this. There we go. We were told to get rid of it, I promise. There we go. And that's that bit. Right, I'm going to crack on with putting the rest of the chamfer on this bit, going over the top with the electric hedge trimmer, and then we'll move on to the antenna. But we're doing pretty well. It's currently 5:30 as well. Georgie's got to go to the gym at 7, so we are on a bit of a time frame. We're probably going to come back tomorrow morning and clear up, but tomorrow is super sunny, so we're not able to chop then. So we're going to have to do the hard work this evening, get it all finished off and all cut. Tomorrow morning, come and clear up. That's the plan. Let's do it.
So it's now the next day and we have finished the snail. We think we've done a pretty good job considering we've never done anything like this before. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good. We didn't have time to clean up all of the leaves and everything yesterday, so we're going to do that today for you. And then we'll do a beautiful drone shot so you can see the whole thing in its glory. If you're wondering what this is an onion and we didn't want to get rid of it, so he's staying there. But it's a nice little addition to the snail, we think.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Let's get clearing.
Let's go. And we are done. So it's probably taken us a little bit longer than we thought, but we think we've done a pretty good job, and it is a little bit bumpy on the top, but it will have a final cut in the spring. So this is just to give it a bit of a tidy up for now. And yeah, we're pretty happy with it.
Very happy. The only problem is we have found quite a few caterpillars in here, box caterpillars from that end to this end to that end. So we think it's going to have to be gone through by hand to try and pick them all out if we can. And yeah, it might not actually be savable. So fingers crossed it is, but if you don't see this in the future, then that's why. But thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to hit that subscribe button because it does really help, and hit that little bell notification so you know when our next video is. We're going to aim for 1 a week. So yeah, make sure you are staying tuned. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.